Welcome to today's TechWrap tutorial. We're going to be making some conversation blocks with an assortment of TechWrap craft vinyl. So let's get started. My name's Kim and I am the crafter behind Dusty Blue Cottage. And today we're going to take the sample pack of vinyl of TechWrap 001 series, and I will be using the matte vinyl. And you can take a look here at all of the colors that come in this vinyl pack, and these are all the ones I'm using for this project. So it's a great way to sample some new vinyl and get enough for a wide variety of projects. I'm also going to use a little bit of this Nebula Black Glitter brush vinyl because I really think that will give a nice look to the word snow on the winter blocks. In addition to our TechWrap supplies, we're going to need a set of wood blocks. You can pick some up from the Dollar Tree. These are from an old puzzle of my grandson's that I'm going to use. And you'll also need some white chalk paint. But before we start painting, let's hop into Cricut Design Space and get our design all set up. Once we've gotten into Cricut Design Space, I'm going to go ahead and make 6 squares here and get them spread out because I'm using 6 different blocks for this project. And then I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that 6 different times because there are 6 sides to each one of the cubes. So I'm going to get them all laid out here in order. Then I'll go through and assign each row a color representing one block. So all of the yellow squares represents one block, the pink squares are a separate block, and so on. Next, we'll start putting our design elements onto each of the blocks. I'm going to start by taking the first row across and I'm going to type out the word spring. Now, I know I do have a font in here that I absolutely love, and so I'll search down for it, and we'll go ahead and use that. I will size it to fit on the center of my block, and then using the same font, I'm going to type out the rest of the word spring. For the next row of the design, I'm going to type out the word snow and use a real cute snow font here. And I'm also going to grab a couple images of a snowflake and a a snowman face to go ahead and put on the blocks. And then I'll go ahead and speed through the rest of this, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and do each of the seasons and then decide on a couple design elements depending on how many different sides to the blocks I have remaining. Now that I've picked out all of the design elements, I'm going to go ahead and assign colors to each of the individual cut pieces. Before we cut our pieces, though, we're going to jump over here to the right side column and click on the little eye next to each of the colored squares. That way they're hid so the Cricut doesn't think we're wanting to cut out all of those orange, green, blue, all of the different squares. But we're not going to delete them because we will go back in later and turn them all back on as we're assembling the project. That way we know what elements all go on the same block. So let's go ahead and get all of our pieces cut. When you receive your TechWrap vinyl, it will come with this protective coating on top of it, and you need to go ahead and remove that prior to putting it on your mat for cutting. Using the computer screen for reference, I'll go ahead and cut different sections of the colored vinyl that I need for each mat. And then I like to use these TechWrap slap bracelets, I guess you'd call them, to go ahead and hold my vinyl once I have opened a roll. And then I'll also take a piece of paper with the type of vinyl and the cover and slide it down into the tube. That way I have it handy. Now we'll let the machine do her thing and get all of our pieces cut. Now that the design is all set and our vinyl pieces are cut, we'll go ahead and apply about 2 different coats of white chalk paint to these blocks to get them prepared for our vinyl application. I'm going to set my computer up here in the corner so I can refer to that as I'm placing everything on my blocks. I have them all laid out here. They are all painted and dry. And as I weed each individual element, I will place it on whatever block it will be put on. That way it'll just kind of keep things neat and in order. Now the vinyl starter pack that I'm using does contain a sheet of transfer tape in there. So I'll use that to apply each of these elements onto the individual blocks. Now that the last item has been applied, we'll go ahead and lay out the blocks and take a look at all the different designs we have set up to go now. So the first one, we have snow with the snowflake and the little snowman. Then if you flip them around, you have the word family. And on the third side, we have 2 leaves and then the word fall. The fourth side, we have a heart with some greenery in it, a house, and the word home. My next side, I love this side. It is the word summer, all spelled out in popsicles. And last but not least, we have the word spring. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. It definitely is a fun project to make. Now make sure you go ahead and subscribe to this channel for more TechWrap inspiration. Have a great day.